Hey there, folks. Yeah, just heading over to a friend's place, pick up a little tractor. They've got a backhoe on their little John Deere, and as you know, I don't have one on my BX. So, anyways, I'm gonna borrow it for a couple days. So we got about a half-hour drive to go get that. So, anyways, I thought I'd bring you along for the ride, and you can see some of the scenery out the window. It's a little bit of lakes, but a lot of bush. Anyways, come along for the ride. Don't forget your coffee. How do you like that cup? Good stuff. Colors of fall, they're happening. We got lots of evergreens, but poplar and the birch, pretty, a little bit of scrub maple, that a bit of red. It is that time of season. Get these holes in the ground for the barn, and then we'll be in good shape. Rhinos can pour the concrete, and then we can get things building. A little bit different building up here, because when it gets cold, it ain't so much fun. Anyways, we'll carry on with the trip. For the pole barn that we're going to build, it's what they call a horse style barn. So it's got the main section, big upright piece, and then two lean-tos, if you will, on both sides. So the number of posts I got to put in the ground is 28. So there's a little bit of digging, quite a bit of concrete, really. You know, the idea of a pole barn is that you're not pouring a whole floor, so you're not spending a whole bunch of money on concrete. But still going to be the better part of $1,000 worth of concrete once everything's said and done. If any of you folks have ever built a pole barn, I know I'm watching Tony's tractor adventure there. He's just in the process of building one. Keeping a close eye on what he's doing there. But if anybody else has got some ideas or thoughts, I've looked at many plans. Actually, the plans that I'm using are from Barn Geek. You can find them online there, Facebook and stuff. But they've got special fasteners. I'm hoping to do actual traditional joinery, not tendon, mortise and tendon, but you know, supported with purlins and beams and these kind of things, so it's a little bit different. Anyways, if you got any ideas, put something in the comments, or send me a text, or send me a video. That'd even be better. Gladly do something with somebody else to put it together. Anyways, we got another 10 minutes or so to go before we get out to where the tractor is. So we'll keep driving. Just coming into Long Lac here now. Used to live here in town, actually still own a house here, but pretty little town on the north end of Long Lake. Lake's 56 miles long, and really there's not much development on the lake itself. The town, we got 2 First Nations up here that are on it as well. But for 56 miles of lake, I don't know if there's 3 dozen homes on the water. So you want to come up to somewhere up here in Greenstone and do some fishing in some not quite virgin waters, but definitely underutilized waters. Come on up. I'm sure the folks up here would appreciate you coming up and staying and exploring what we have to offer. So, just going to go across the river here into town. Big bridge going across the tracks and over the river. It's kind of unique because Long Lake actually flows both ways. It flows north into James Bay, and it also flows south into Lake Superior, which of course ends up in the Atlantic, and then James Bay is part of the Arctic Ocean. So, a little bit of facts for you from Greenstone. I was watching James on Kicking It Country this morning, and his thermometer, I think, said something like 6 degrees there that morning when they blowed out some hoses and stuff. But anyways, we got lucky here today. We're sitting, it's 10 o'clock in the morning and it's 16 degrees Celsius, so not a bad day for 1st of October. I'm not complaining, that's for sure. Won't be long, like James says, we'll be seeing the white stuff, so hopefully longer than sooner, but it's always up to Mother Nature. So the spot we're going through here now had a fire go through it in 1996, I think it was, maybe a little later than that, but anyways, you can see that it's all low-lying stuff. Actually kind of reminds me of the lowlands getting north of Cochrane. You get into that scrub, nothing really big, still pretty in its own way. We're just going by Phipps Lake here, just east of Long Lac. Little RV place, Skyview campground. Mostly local folks camping here, but nice little spot nestled in here in the jack pines. Little lake to go with it. Cozy little spot. So if you're a camping type, that might be where you want to go. This little trip reminds me of a video from RCAF Polar Express, where he was going to get his little Mahindra. Going to get it from Joe. Not quite the same drive. I'm going to do this all in about an hour and 10 minutes. I think he was on the road for, oh, you have to remind me, I think it was at least 10 hours, so a little bit more of a drive for him, but we're getting close. I got about 3 more minutes and then I'm going to be where we need to be to pick up this trailer and get the John Deere on back and we'll be good to go. So we're all loaded up, ready to go. John Deere's on back. Back to the key we go. Pretty little spot here too, on the water. Big spruce and big jack pine. Anyway, let's get on the highway. You know what I didn't do? I forgot to hook up the lights. Give me a second. My bad. There we go. Yeah, as I was saying, back to the key we go. Okay, just stopped before we got on the highway here and made sure everything was good. Checked all the straps, connections are all good, lights all work, so away we go. Highway 11 to the key. Oh, it'll be 40 minutes. We'll go a little slower on the way back. It always amazes me how much of a difference towing a tractor makes to your mileage. Now, I don't expect to be getting, huge mileage pulling a tractor, but for the size of the things, they are absolute hogs on fuel. Stay on the road, Mark. I don't know, is there an easier way or a better way to tow them so that they aren't as hard on fuel, or is it just a matter of fact that's the way it's going to be? My guess it's probably the latter, but anyway, I'm not towing very much, so I guess I shouldn't complain too much. Just need some more coffee and then I don't have to complain about anything, right? Still hot. Loving that. Well, no sooner did they say, yep, everything looks good as I'm going down the highway, one of my straps comes undone. So, fixed up, rolling again. Well, heading back into Long Lac from the east now. Get to see a little bit of a different view as I go through town. When we get over the bridge here going west of town, you'll see a little bit down the lake. A couple of landmarks Titantrucks here in town. See, there's a couple of the big tugs that used to operate on the lake, pulling the logs down the lake. Used to do a river drive here, moving the logs down the lake to the mill in Terrace Bay for, at the time, Kimberly-Clark Pulp and Paper. That's now done, over with, but there's still a few pilings left in the lake, and a couple of the old, what they used to call beaver houses. Basically, it's a formed up pile of rocks that they could tie off the big rafts of logs. Used to, in the winter time, they used to set it up so that they would put the logs on the river or on the ice, and then when the ice melted, of course, all the logs are in the lake. So yeah, it used to have a couple bigger boats. The Guy M and the Robert W used to pull the logs down the lake, down to 56 miles, far enough so that the southbound current would take the logs the rest of the way down the Agassawben River into Terrace Bay. So you can see that we got a bit of the lake there now. My old place is straight across the bay there. Can't quite see all the way down the lake, but it's a long ways. Excellent fishing. The only thing I don't think it's in the lake is bass for Northern Ontario lake. But excellent fishery. You come out of this lake skunked, and you didn't look hard enough, or you didn't do something right, or you weren't holding your tongue right, something. But the fish are there. Beautiful lake. It gets really deep down the south end, like in excess of 400 feet deep, like deep. So got old charts from Kimberly-Clark that show the lake, and they goes, I think the maximum show depth is 300 feet, and then in the center it says on NA in the middle of it. It's like, okay, so it's deeper than that. Entering 58 First Nation. What you see behind me is an old traditional First Nations graveyard, actually, on the little point out there. Don't think it's used anymore, but kind of neat, a little bit of the heritage to the area. One of those tires on that trailer are out of balance. See the camera wobbling a little bit there, but anyways, folks, we'll let you be here, and we got another 15 minutes or so, and we're back at the K. So then we get to work. I don't know how many of you folks that are watching have John Deeres. I'm sure most of you, if you are watching me, you've found Tractor Time with Tim. How many of you call your little John Deere Johnny? I know this one's definitely got the name as well. I kind of actually like Johnny 5, just the old movie. What was it, Short Circuit or whatever? Just kind of, it's Johnny 5. Yeah. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below. It'd be interesting to see what your names for your tractors are. Maybe you don't have a John Deere or whatever else. Be it an orange one, a blue one, a red one, or the other red one, or the other red one, or the other blue one. Anyway, let me know what your nicknames are for your machines. Ought to make for an interesting conversation. Well, when we left the quay this morning, I think it was 15 degrees. 3/4 of the way to picking up the tractor, it was 16 degrees. Now 20 degrees at 20 after 11. It's going to be a beautiful day out here today. It's supposed to rain, but I'm not seeing it yet, so it'd be nice to be able to dig these holes without getting wet. Maybe get some milling done. If it starts to rain when I'm milling, I'm going to be milling in the rain. I think there's a movie after that. We're past Camp 25, which between Long Lac and Geraldton. That means we're on the downhill slope to Manistow Key. Another 8 minutes or so to get back to the house. Camp 25 is on the same lake that I'm on Conogamissus Lake. Nice big lake again. Kind of reminds me of a mini version of Lake of the Woods with all the different little bays and nooks and crannies. If you're interested, take a look on the map there where you find Lake Superior, then you find Lake Nipigon, big Lake Nip north of Lake Superior, and then you go east of that. You find the long Needle Long Lake, that's Long Lake, and in between there is Conogamissus. Another beautiful lake, excellent fishing. Most lakes up here, though, up in northern Ontario, are excellent fishing. I'm biased, I'm going to tell you that all the lakes in Greenstone are the best, but it is what it is. Oh, there's Justin. Alright, I'll let you guys be. Well, folks, we're going to be rolling up here on Manistow Key in a second. First time I've done one of these driving videos like this. And just for my old PP friends here in Ontario, it is hands-free, so there's no worries that way. Let me know what you think. It's interesting in that, you know, I'm sitting here thinking about things of what to say and trying to have a conversation with you, and it's definitely kind of one-sided, given that you're out there and I'm in here. But yeah, let me know. I was able to pick up a couple different tripods and a suggestion from Ross. He said I should get one of those selfie stick ones. He sent me a link for Amazon and picked one of those up, and then I picked up a couple other little ones. You're sitting on one of those little kind of gorilla ones. So it's going to allow me to have some different camera angles. But we're pulling up to the key here now. That's our brush in the mirror there now, or in the window. Here we are. Oop, I forgot to put the umbrella down last night. I was open for business all night long. Okay, folks, well, we're here. Time to get digging. Thanks for coming back, folks, and those that are new to us here at the Key, thanks for coming. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Glad to have you along for the ride. Stay safe, and we'll see you the next time. Ciao for now.